Ever had someone ask you a question that instantly set off alarms in your head? Like on the surface, they sound calm, even friendly, but inside your brain is screaming, "Why does this feel wrong?" Your stomach tightens, your instincts start pacing, and a quiet voice whispers, "This is a setup." That's not you being dramatic. That's not anxiety. That's your survival instinct clocking danger because you're dealing with a liar. And not the sloppy, obvious kind. I'm talking elite-level manipulators, the kind who gaslight so smoothly you start questioning your own memory, your own reactions, your own sanity. And here's the scary part. They don't just lie with statements. They lie with questions. Yep, questions that sound innocent, polite, even reasonable. But make no mistake, these are psychological traps, carefully designed to flip the blame, twist the narrative, and quietly turn you into the problem. In this video, we're going to body slam 5 of the most deceptive, dirty, manipulative questions liars love to use. Because once you learn to spot them early, you protect more than just your feelings. You save your time, your energy, your dignity, and sometimes even your money. And real quick, if you like content that helps you see through manipulation, spot red flags faster, and stop people from playing mind games with you, hit subscribe now. You'll never hear everyday conversations the same way again. I don't care if it's a fake friend, a toxic ex, a sketchy boss, or some smooth-talking stranger on a dating app asking about second chances. Some questions aren't curiosity. They're red flags doing backflips. This isn't about paranoia. This is about clarity, because once you recognize the pattern, the performance loses its power. Here's what we're breaking down today. The exact questions liars use to flip the script on you. Why these questions sound harmless but are actually manipulation in disguise. How to spot them instantly, no psychology degree required. And most importantly, how to shut them down without spiraling. By the end of this video, you'll be able to sit across from a manipulator, hear them open their mouth, and instantly think, "Yep, caught you." And stick around to the end because question number 5 is wild. So suit up mentally. We're diving headfirst into the psychological jungle where liars thrive, and we are absolutely not feeding them. Question number 1. Why are you being so dramatic? Oh, my bad? Am I dramatic for calling out your lies? This one is a classic. You catch someone doing something shady, talking behind your back, hiding information, flat out lying, and instead of taking responsibility, they hit you with this Oscar-worthy line. Why are you being so dramatic? This is manipulation wrapped in passive-aggressive glitter. Notice what they're not doing, denying what happened. Instead, they're reframing the situation so your reaction becomes the problem. Here's the trap. The second you start defending how you feel instead of addressing what they did, you've already lost. Congratulations, you just stepped into the liar circus and now you're center stage. They'll say things like, "I didn't lie, you just misunderstood." No, you understood perfectly. Here's the truth. Liars use this question to invalidate your emotions so they don't have to face accountability. It's never about drama, it's about escape. If you fall for it, they'll rewrite the entire story where you're unstable and they're the poor, misunderstood victim. Don't take the bait. When someone labels your reasonable reaction to their unreasonable behavior as dramatic, that's not feedback, that's manipulation. The correct response? I'm not being dramatic. I'm being clear about what happened. Do you want to address it or not? That question is designed to make you doubt yourself. But the next one, that's even darker. Because it weaponizes emotion. It sounds vulnerable. And it goes like this. Don't you trust me? This is the emotional grenade liars pull out when they're cornered. You catch them being suspicious. The story doesn't add up, and instead of explaining, they drop this manipulative masterpiece. Wow, you don't trust me? This is emotional blackmail disguised as hurt feelings. It flips the entire situation upside down like a rigged Uno card. Suddenly, you're not talking about their behavior, you're scrambling to prove your loyalty, while they walk away untouched. Now you're on trial for questioning them instead of them being on trial for being questionable. Here's the hard truth. If someone has to ask whether you trust them while avoiding accountability, they just answered the question for you. People who are actually trustworthy never need to ask if you trust them. They prove it with consistency, with transparency, with actions that line up, without acting like a cartoon villain scrambling to dodge consequences. That question isn't innocent. It's engineered to make you feel wrong for having boundaries, for asking questions, for expecting basic honesty. This is Manipulation 101. The real response: trust isn't something you request, it's something you earn. And right now, you're not earning it. Watch closely after you say that. They'll either get defensive, snap back, or suddenly try to change the topic. That reaction is the tell. That's how you know you hit a nerve. That question exists to guilt you into lowering your guard. But the next one? That's straight up gaslighting. It's designed to make you feel unhinged just for speaking up. Question number 3. What do you want me to say? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the truth? This one is so manipulative it deserves its own warning label. Here's how it works. Instead of taking responsibility, they suddenly act clueless, confused, overwhelmed, like the conversation itself is unfair. What they're really saying is, I'm guilty, but let me make you feel bad for confronting me. It's the verbal version of throwing your hands in the air and collapsing like a toddler mid-tantrum. Let me be crystal clear. If someone lies to you, hurts you, or crosses a line, and their first response is, "What do you want me to say?" they are not sorry. They're trying to exit the conversation without admitting anything. They want you to hand them a script so they can perform remorse, tick the apology box, and move on like nothing happened. You're basically being asked to write their apology. Here's the only response you need. I want you to tell me the truth about what happened. That's it. No prompts, no coaching, no emotional labor. If they can't do something that simple, congratulations, you now know exactly who you're dealing with. That question is meant to dump their emotional responsibility onto you, but the next one, that one tries to bulldoze right past accountability altogether. It's the classic, can we just move on? No, we cannot just move on until you take responsibility for behaving like a bargain bin James Bond. Liars hate exposure, and they really hate long conversations where the masks start slipping. So they rush the ending. They try to shut it down early with the "let's move forward" card. Now, don't misunderstand. Moving forward is part of healing, but skipping accountability isn't healing. It's emotional fraud. They want closure without consequences, peace without process, forgiveness without an apology, and you are not a doormat with a pulse. This question is designed to make you feel unreasonable, like you're the problem for not letting it slide, for not swallowing it and smiling. But here's the reality. You can't rebuild trust on top of unaddressed lies. You can't move forward when someone refuses to acknowledge what they did. The correct response? We can move on after we talk about what happened. Ignoring it isn't moving on, it's setting the stage for it to happen again. If they keep pushing to just move on, believe them, they're telling you exactly how little accountability they're willing to take. That question rushes you past the truth. But this final one? This is the nuclear option, the liar's Hail Mary. Question number 5. Are you really going to throw everything away over this? This is the emotional nuke they drop when they realize their game is collapsing. Suddenly, you are framed as the villain for daring to call out betrayal. Sometimes it comes with tears, sometimes with fake panic, sometimes with that trembling voice meant to make you feel cruel. But don't miss what's happening. This question is a last-ditch guilt trip designed to make you doubt your own boundaries. Manipulation at its most toxic. Remember this. If keeping someone requires betraying yourself, the price is already too high. They're not asking for forgiveness. They're asking you to erase reality, to pretend nothing happened, to trade your self-respect for their comfort. And here's the sickest twist of all. They make you responsible for the fallout of their actions, like you're the one destroying the relationship just by having standards. That's not love. That's not accountability. That's manipulation exposed. The right response is simple. I'm not throwing anything away. I'm protecting something that actually matters, my self-respect. And if that bothers you, that tells me everything I need to know. Now that you've seen all 5 questions, here's the bigger picture you need to understand. Liars don't ask questions to gain understanding. They ask questions to control. They're not searching for the truth. They're trying to own your perception of it. They don't want growth. They want leverage. They don't want clarity. They want to steer the narrative in their favor. Real questions sound like, what did I do wrong? How can I make this right? What do you need from me? Manipulative questions sound like, why are you being so dramatic? Do you even trust me? What do you want me to say? See the difference? Genuine questions invite accountability. Manipulative ones dodge it. Once you recognize this pattern, everything shifts. You stop being a pawn in someone else's game and you become the referee. You call the fouls, you eject the clowns, and you guard your peace like it's more valuable than gold. Because it is. This isn't about turning into a paranoid skeptic or distrusting everyone you meet. It's about protecting yourself from people who see your trust as something to exploit instead of something to earn. The most dangerous liars aren't the ones who stumble over their words or avoid eye contact. They're the ones who smile, who sound reasonable, who ask innocent questions while quietly dismantling your confidence through psychological manipulation. So the next time someone tries to corner you with, "Do you even trust me?" look them straight in the eyes and think, "Trust? I don't even trust expiration dates on milk." You don't need paranoia, you need awareness. Because real honesty doesn't rely on tricks, guilt, or mind games. It doesn't hide behind questions. It simply tells the truth. So here's your choice. You can keep falling into these psychological traps, or you can start seeing them for what they really are, red flags disguised as questions. If you want more breakdowns like this, tools you can actually use to become sharper, calmer, and harder to manipulate, subscribe. We drop new content like this every week. And if this video made you think of a specific person in your life, pay attention to that feeling. Your gut already knows what your brain is still trying to accept. Go ahead, like and subscribe for doing yourself that favor. Stop falling for the performance and start seeing through the manipulation.